Do the classic bit.
Wait, we're doing the bit?
Wait.
Hello there.
Wait.
Alright. Hello there, all you bucket heads, and welcome to any resistance pilots who joined my distress call on Instagram. If you don't know what that is, check out our Instagram afterwards. This is another episode of the most certifiably disorganized podcast on the internet. It's confirmed. We are Under the Helmet Podcast. My chin strategy.
Surprise!
As you can see tonight, we are joined by our wonderful special guest, Charlie, who is
Hello.
our expert for all things Ray. So of course
That
we had to have Charlie on the show.
Resident Ray, if you will.
Exactly.
Thank you.
We have not done an actual helmet opening in a while. We had to change it up, keep people guessing. You know, you gotta keep the classic bit going every now and then.
Wait a second.
Hello, Nick. Hello, everybody. So, before we get started talking about the Force Awakens,
Hi, Annie.
Yeah, before we get started talking about A New Hope, I mean the Force Awakens.
Right. Okay. None of this.
No, I had to get it out. Don't worry. But when we get to Ray, I'll do the Mary Sue bit, and then I'll be done.
Thank you.
Wait a second. Hold up. Sorry, I'm losing my shit a little bit because there's people that are currently in our comments section who I follow on Instagram and like hardcore like look up to as cosplayers. Like shit. Like Anna Maria over here, their Aurum is brightens my day every time I see him.
For anyone who doesn't know,
that first order pack tonight.
Annie/cosplay Annie on Instagram is honestly one of the most genuinely lovely human beings that I have ever had the pleasure of meeting. They are an absolute sweetheart, an incredible costumer. Huge hi to A1 Links. His little daughter Natasha is like a really big fan of mine, and bless her. Hi Natasha, I hope you're doing okay. Oh, and hi Nick, you're downstairs, but that's fine.
That's amazing.
I mean, Gabby is typically watching my stream, not even from downstairs. Her favorite seat is right there.
Oh.
So
there was one episode she was literally just in the background.
Yeah,
I love that.
She was just chilling. Typically, she's on her laptop responding in the comments. Every once in a while, she'll talk in stream, which is great.
Slightly obscured by the chair. Every time like I see Gabby's like in the room, I make it a point to like try to say something that will get her to either like respond or laugh. I'm giving up the game here, but it's all right because guess what? It'll still happen, Gabby.
Is that a threat or a promise?
I think both.
Both?
I'll let you decide. I like leaving things ambiguous.
We didn't even do a water break and our water cup's empty.
The Force Awakens.
Oh.
So I went and I actually rewatched the movie before stream today. I try to every time we do one of these, I try to watch the movie beforehand. And I have to say, this movie aged really well. Like the effects still look amazing. Like it's just a beautiful movie. Definitely a great start to the sequel trilogy.
I can't not. Of course, I absolutely agree with you. I have so many kind of intense memories attached to this film because of like when it was released, and obviously there've been nothing since the prequels and the trailers and the hype. And
me too. It was definitely nice going back, especially now that the sequel trilogy is over and that it's been over for a while and we've had time to kind of digest it. And to go back and to kind of see all of the little things that, okay, we know this will come into play later. And I also had a really good thought while I was watching it. I was thinking about all of the sort of theories that came out of this movie. So because we were all active at this time when this movie came out. So I want to ask, what was your guys' favorite and least favorite theories?
Oh, let's see.
Okay.
I have two that I want to talk about.
My favorite theory, which I still believe, even though we've been proven incorrect, is that Rey is a Kenobi.
Yes.
I was on that. I was big into the prequels again. I was having like my big kind of prequel resurgence, so I was really into Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I was just 100% convinced. Like, I remember scouring through the trailer, like frame by frame, being like, "It's Kenobi. It's 100. It has to be. It's."
Dylan, what are you drinking? Sorry,
We're smoking that first order pack. This is sweet tea.
Okay.
Sweet tea out of a champagne flute.
He woke up today and chose chaos. All right. I should be used to this by now. I should. I'm still not.
All right. So I want to talk about one of the Snoke theories that I absolutely disliked, and that was the Snoke is Darth Revan theory.
That was a theory?
Who came up? I did not hear that one.
What?
You've never heard of that? Oh my god!
Who came up with that?
That
Give
was
me the
a
rundown.
huge one, because basically, like, the theory was because of Palpatine, like, electroshocking him and giving him the zap facial. Like, he was all messed up and scarred and like nearly destroyed. So Snoke was just Darth Plagueis, or like a clone of Darth Plagueis, or something along those lines. Like, it was really weird. There were some really out there ones. There's actually a really funny page I used to follow on Facebook, and it was called Terrible Snoke Theories Daily. And like, oh my gosh, this guy would post some of the funniest things. And the day after The Last Jedi came out, he posted probably my favorite thing, and it was maybe the real Snoke theory was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, that 100%.
So yeah.
Yeah, so Snoke theories were great. My personal other favorite theory to come from this movie is that either and I've kind of adapted it with the years, and it's sort of my personal headcanon, but Han Solo turned on the lightsaber.
Yes.
Like, it wasn't Ben that turned it on, that it was Han. Because afterwards he says thank you, and you can see kind of the shock in his face. And my theory is that after rewatching it, there's actually a scene where you see Ben's hand on the activation switch for the lightsaber, so it doesn't really add up. But if you notice, Han kind of nods before it turns on. So I think he knows. I think he knew it was coming. And then he kind of, without saying it, kind of gave him permission to, like, hey, I know what you have to do. I'm okay with it.
I definitely remember chewing over that theory, but I think it depends on how you interpret their final interaction with each other. I always took the nod that Han gives to be like a do it. Like, it's okay. I give you permission. I understand what you have to do. If you feel, it's one of those parental things where it's like, if you feel that this is what you need to do, son, then go ahead.
If you feel you need to stab me in the stomach and toss me down this big pit,
yep,
go ahead. I give you.
I understand. I respect your boundaries. It was one of those.
It was like, listen, I may not have been the best father, but I'm going to try to make up for it now by supporting you in your full-on emo phase.
Yeah. Actually, now I've said that out loud, Dylan's theory sounds a lot more plausible.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm just going to go.
He's talked about it a couple times on stream before. Every time I think about it, and every time I'm like, well, maybe.
And it's one of those things where, like, it could be true, it could not be true. It takes nothing away from the story. It can only add to it. In my opinion.
it plays into the whole thing of Harrison Ford being absolutely done with the concept of being like Han Solo. Like if that was his choice to be like, please kill me, just please kill me off so I don't have to do another Star Wars movie.
Rise of Skywalker says, "Hey Harrison,
hey, listen.
how many zeros do you need on this check for a 5-minute scene, if that?"
Hey there, Harrison. Do you like money?
Do you like money? We have lots of it here at Disney.
I know that airplane accident you were in right before Force Awakens came out was expensive.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that and be like, no.
I think we all had a mini freak out.
Yeah.
Because
Like, is he okay?
that happened because we're all just like, no. Man, it would be really sad to see a member of the original trilogy cast pass away before the completion of the sequel trilogy. Kind of selfishly wanting things. A lot of things 2017 us were unaware of. Because this movie came out 2017, right?
Force Awakens was 2015.
2015.
Oh, 2015.
Last Jedi was 2017.
Yeah.
And then Rise of Skywalker was 2019?
Yeah, I think it was 2 years between each.
Because Solo,
2019.
my personal favorite.
Oh,
Rise
a
of Skywalker,
bold
yeah,
choice.
2019.
Yeah. Hot take. Solo is my favorite Star Wars movie.
I
That's
respect
not
it.
just because I'm sitting next to a sabacc case custom made for me by my delightful girlfriend.
I hate you. I'm surrounded by more stuff than I could ever want, and that is infinitely cooler.
I mean, she made it herself. It's an old gun case, so it's watertight too.
Gabby, please.
Cut the foam. She might make you one, honestly. The hardest thing is getting the sabacc decks from Disney, because you have to go to a Disney that has a Galaxy's Edge, get the actual sabacc deck, which we learned to play and have started playing we made our own rules on how to bet with it, because there weren't rules already, but it's very similar to 5-card poker. So you just kind of throw in the betting rules from 5-card, and now you can bet.
Wow.
At one point, I do plan to have a sabacc tournament once I find a way for all of us to play it across digital platforms.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
That'll
But
be
yeah,
fun. That'll be a fun time.
she got me metal dice because the plastic ones that it came with are, this is the quality of them. They're hard to see, and they're plastic. She also got me 3D printed credits, which are so nice.
I do want some galactic credits for my little hit bag when I do my cosplay, because I think it would be cool to trade with people at cons and be like, here, take my portions.
I also learned how to make the portion bread from the Galaxy's Edge cookbook. It bakes in a minute in the microwave.
Oh no, because I know what texture microwave bread and cake is.
It's probably not that great, but
edible. I guess if you're a scavenger in a desert, anything is edible.
That's fair. Edible becomes a very loose term at that point.
Yes.
All right.
It goes in my mouth, and it gives me some sort of nutrients, and I don't die afterwards. Can't be that bad.
Right? It's fun.
Yeah, you only have to spend 45 minutes in the bathroom afterwards. Yeah, it's not.
It's fun. It's not a problem. Absolutely triggers my IBS, but that's fine.
1/4 portion.
Also, I want to mention something. Force Awakens will always hold a top tier spot because it is the only Star Wars movie to get its own dedicated Lego game, and that Lego game is a banger.
Oh, right.
I will agree on that.
Only one. Other ones get trilogies dedicated. Some of them you get complete saga. You get Skywalker Saga, which is
brilliant game.
Love that game.
Oh, we gotta talk about that news and rumors too, because D23 came out with some interesting stuff for that.
D23 hit so hard, but also didn't. But also did. It hit me with all the stuff that I wasn't expecting and none of the stuff that I was, which felt both fulfilling and unfulfilling.
Dare I say it? Dare I venture to the dark dimension and pull forth the word? It was kind of mid, to be honest.
A bold choice.
Very bold choice.
I did. I'm waiting for the third eye to pop out of my forehead now.
Unfortunately, I don't have the editing software for that yet.
Oh God, it's coming. It's coming.
There.
Here, it came out, but don't worry. I put sunglasses on, so I'm safe. Now nobody can see it, and you just know it's there.
Get
because
those Chad glasses out of here right now.
I
Let's
just
make
throw across
regular
the room.
appearances on
Gone.
Guest to Know. I'll have you know.
They make regular appearances when I'm doing a bit. So
I mean,
I'm sure they do.
Guest to Know, the whole thing is that we get on the wackiest stuff from our wardrobe that we can. The first one, I had on this ridiculous Two-Face coat, which is like purple on one side and orange on the other.
Amazing.
It's something.
it's an experience. Guess to know is in fact an experience, and that's the only way to put it.
Yeah.
I also like to mention that we have a game show. We've had 2 episodes now, and I've won none of them.
Oh,
I have lost both times I played. I think I got, what was it, second last time or third?
You got second both times.
This is why you make yourself the quiz master, so then you never lose. That's the key. Then your pride is never bruised, your ego is never hurt.
That's the role that I got because I made the game show.
There it is. That's what it is. You got to be on those ideas, Dylan. That's what it is. You got to be.
Nah, I like getting beat in games. I'm a good winner and loser.
Said every sore loser ever with the shaky voice.
I'm a good loser.
I'm a really good loser.
Oh,
yeah. You must be so brave.
Shoot. Wait, we were talking favorite and least favorite theories.
We were. Huge tangent, huge off tangent. It's fine.
I will say my favorite theory became true. And that's that Rey is a Skywalker. So I'm winning and everyone else loses.
That's fair.
Yeah. I was right.
Although, as Nick pointed out, we know Rey's dad was Palpatine Jr., but we don't know anything about her mum, so she could still be a Kenobi, and I could still be correct.
That's fair. Unrelated theory. Corky Cries is not a Cries. He is a Kenobi. I rest my case.
Allow me to introduce you to Shadow of the Sith. Because if you have not read that book, you need to read that book. It's so good.
I am massively out of touch with both. The only Star Wars books that I've read are the novelizations of the movies because I'm a big nerd. And I like the retellings of the movies.
That's a fair point.
Listen, okay, I have not
read all that extra detail
in years. I have not read a Star Wars book in years. I read Brotherhood and Shadow of the Sith, and they're both bangers.
It's supposed to be so good.
He's also nearly started a book club on stream a couple times now.
It is.
I joined. I love a good book club.
So here's my copy of Brotherhood right here. These are all the notes that I took in there.
That is so sweet.
Actually, that's less than I expected. Given how much you talk about that book.
I took some of it out to make videos about it.
That makes sense.
There's more in there. I actually highlighted certain quotes on the pages that made me cry. So, or made me upset. Also, not to say anything about Brotherhood, but there's some very spicy scenes because I know we have a youngling watching, so I'm not going to go at my full level. There are some very spicy Anakin and Padme scenes in Brotherhood. So,
finally, the Star Wars content I've wanted for years.
I'm just saying, it's
Star Wars content I've wanted for years, and I don't have to be the one to make it anymore.
Way!
Not to mention, Anakin reflects on the sand line. It's great. Brotherhood is worth the read. I promise you. Don't worry, A1 Links. I got you. I didn't want you to have to do the earmuffs thing.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So, anyways, Shadow of the Sith. Here's why you should read it, because after reading that book and watching this movie, and I know I'm probably going to get other links in the sequels as well, but it's super interesting to think about these movies and read that book because it actually shows leading up to Rey's parents leaving her on Jakku.
Don't.
And we get some background. We get some background about her parents, and I mean, spoiler alert for Rise of Skywalker, but we know what happens to Rey's parents. They get Ochi Bestooned. And do you care if I drop a slight spoiler?
I'm not particularly fussed.
Okay. So Rey's mom's very last thought is, I love you, Rey. Like her last thoughts are about her daughter and how they love her. It's heartbreaking.
Oh.
So even till the end, her parents like cared about her, and everything that they did in that book and all the actions that they take are because they care about their daughter.
That's precious. Oh my goodness.
It is.
That's
It's
destroying.
So good. It's so worth the read.
no.
I promise you, it is worth it. 1000% worth the read.
Okay.
It makes the sequel so much better. Not to mention, it has like so. Clone Wars has the Obi-Wan never met Grievous, or no, not Obi-Wan. Anakin never met Grievous, like moments.
Mm-hmm.
This book has Rey never met Luke moments, and it is absolutely hilarious. Because there's one scene where like they don't meet Luke directly. Like every time like the family gets close to like running into, because it's Lando and Luke in this book. Like every time they get close to meeting Luke, they like just get away or like, hey, look, they're gonna be at the end of this hallway. Luke goes, hey, I have to go do Jedi stuff. Lando, you take care of it. It happens quite a few times in the book, and it's kind of funny. It's actually kind of funny. And Lando's like, well, wait, the family's right there. And Luke's like, I have my own stuff I have to do right now, Lando. There's a throwaway line in this movie that has to make sense. In Force Awakens, that has to make sense. The whole Luke Skywalker, I thought he was a myth. And when she said that line in this movie, I'm thinking, you were like on the same space station as him. Like you were literally like maybe a mile from each other tops.
Oh.
And never once crossed paths. I'd say less than a mile. You're like a half mile from each other. Space station could have been that big. Like literally, R2 is part of the reason they escaped one of the stations. Like, without getting too much into it, it's a great book. Read it. That's all I'll say. You won't regret it. Or audiobook it. It's just worth it. It's worth the read.
All right.
Also, we get to see Ben Solo for all of like 5 lines.
I will take my 5 minutes. I have my Supreme Leader cape right here.
It's good. It's good. It's actually like, and there's some moments in the book where Luke is like, you know, maybe I'm a little hard on Ben, and I'm like, you have no idea. It's like reading the prequel books because you're like, okay, I know the tragedy that's coming, so the moments that they can have in these books are really great. Not gonna lie though, I do wish that, you know, we got to see more of it. So Disney, make more sequel stuff, please. Beg of you, make more sequel era stuff. Because
there are not enough Lego sets.
Nope.
There are. But also, I really want to see, this is a story that I think hasn't come out yet that I need to see, is how Luke met Lor Santeca, the guy at the beginning of this movie who gives Poe Dameron the map.
Yes.
Weirdly
Did not
enough,
know that character had a name.
we see a lot of Lor Santeca in Lego The Force Awakens. And I mean like a lot. I mean like he's in like 3 missions because there's missions that are not in the movie.
Oh.
There's
Right,
like,
I need to play the full version then.
There's like 9 missions that are not part of the movies. Lor Santeca gets 3 of them.
I'm missing out.
One of them is
clearly missing out.
3PO and a bunch of droids on a planet that rains acid, and it explains how he got his red arm.
Yep, that's a comic.
I don't know
You
if
probably
you guys
didn't
want it
recognize
spoiled
me.
or not.
No.
It's a heartbreaking story.
It is. It is so heartbreaking.
Absolutely heartbreaking. It makes me tear up when I read the comic. Sometimes when I play the level.
They did so good with the tie-in to this stuff, and they just, because of the loud group of people that are vocally terrible whenever anything sequel related comes out, we don't get as much sequel content, and I'm kind of upset by that because the sequel era is one of the most unexplored swaths of Star Wars, and it needs to be fleshed out more. Because they still haven't tackled the story of how the Millennium Falcon got from, Han to Duquesne to the Irving brothers or whatever they're called, and then to Unkar Plutt. Like, that story's never been talked about. Like, there's so much.
Also, how Lando never managed to get it back amidst all of that happening, because he
Lando
wanted.
was on Pisana.
Well, yeah, but was he on Pisana since Bespin or whatever?
No, he's been on Pisana since the end of Shadow of the Sith.
Oh, wow. He's been on a while.
So, how old is Rey in Force Awakens?
19.
She's 6 in Shadow of the Sith.
Okay.
Star
Wars question I have to ask. Why do people keep willingly going back to these desert shitholes? All right. Why did Boba Fett go to Tatooine? Why did Lando go to Pisana? Like, you have to realize these places are filled with some of the most dangerous creatures in the galaxy. Tatooine literally has a giant fuck-off lizard dragon. Sorry. That will swallow a city. And Boba Fett willingly chose to go back there.
I think personally, Boba Fett just likes the drama.
Agreed,
and that tracks for his character.
Yeah. I think also it seems to be this idea that it kind of is across all of Star Wars, like hiding in plain sight. Go where it is most dangerous. Go where the worst of the worst of the worst are, and then you're much less likely to be. Like Kenobi, for example, the show.
Yeah.
They are... Man doesn't change his name, nor does he shave his beard, yet still manages to go undetected for a hugely extended period of time.
Yeah, I don't know how he pulled that off. Granted, Cal Kestis changed literally nothing and survived the same amount of time.
Yeah. So I think there has to be something to be said for running back to Jakku every time.
I think there's something to be said for the fact that the ISB is the worst secret police in the galaxy. They cannot find a bunch of people who do not change a single thing about themselves and just hide out on some mud hole.
I blame the Inquisitors personally.
Useless.
Their uniforms are sick, though.
Yeah, the uniforms are pretty sick.
And I like their helicopters.
Fascists really do be popping, not gonna lie, when it comes to their uniforms.
Their helicopter lightsabers are so silly, and I want one so bad.
It's not Star Wars if it isn't silly. I think that's like such a precious thing about the series.
I want to fly
Star
around.
Star Wars, I agree.
That's when it's silly. Also, I want to talk about, in this movie, kind of on the silliness, the jokes in this movie. This movie has a lot of jokes. They're not always like absolute like gut busters, but they've got some pretty funny lines in there.
You get a lot of like Han Solo's dry humor. And I enjoy that a lot.
That's not how the Force works.
Absolutely.
Quality comedy.
The amount of times that I've been able to quote that line, though, I love that it's in there.
I love the I know how to run without you holding my hand.
Stunning. We love a strong woman.
I love that scene. I just remember watching it, like, I just love watching that scene because I think it's so funny because he's like trying to like pull her to safety and she's just like, I stop it.
She doesn't need it, and if anything, he's making it harder for her to stay safe and keep out of trouble.
Absolutely.
Considering that Finn does kind of, for most of that movie, bring the plot wherever he goes.
Yes.
Finn appearing on screen is equivalent to pushing the advance the plot button in Force Awakens.
Yes.
So there's that.
Do you guys know which actor originally auditioned to play Finn?
Tom Holland.
Yes.
And he couldn't keep it serious when a lady was making droid sounds in the audition. I love this interview.
Wait, what?
Tom Holland auditioned for the part of Finn, and he could not get through his audition because the lady who was doing the script reading with him was making droid noises by saying like beep boop beep beep boop 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 beep beep beep, and Tom Holland could not keep a straight face. He kept laughing, and they kept doing it over and over again. And they said that thank you, goodbye.
I do pray that at one point they did the R2 scream, and that's when he just lost it.
That's when he got up and left.
Wait, Dylan, okay. Dylan, can you do it?
All right, hold on. Let me take a sip out of my.
He does it really well, so I like.
Gentle headphone warning, volume warning for everybody, just in case.
I'm just gonna go ahead and turn.
I am gonna turn my headphones down.
Headphone warning. Get ready.
I told you it was really good.
That is too much. That is too much, young man. That is.
It brings me back to our Lego Games episode where we were redoing everyone's death sounds.
Amazing.
It's like a 15-minute segment of both of us trying to recreate the death sounds of the various characters of the complete saga.
And the droid was a good bit in there too. So like that wasn't like one of the first ones. That was pretty far in there.
Oh yeah, that was.
So when that one came out, it was something special. I want to pull up. Where'd it go? I want to pull up Anne Maria's comment real quick. Which character do you relate to most and why?
Well.
I could answer this really easily, but I'm going to let you two go first because mine's really obvious.
I don't know.
Stormtrooper. Right? It's the Stormtrooper, right? Because he's in the background.
Yeah. It's Loki. Big fan of his cameo. Big fan.
Exactly. No, James Bond. He was my favorite. He was my favorite cameo.
No way. James Bond. James Bond's in Star Wars. Really?
Yeah, he was. He was talking about tightening restraints. I don't know what that was all about. He's just like.
Wait, I thought he was the one that shouted traitor.
No, James Bond is the one who's like, I will loosen these restraints and drop my gun. That's Daniel Craig, and his Stormtrooper number is FN 007, I do believe.
Yep. No, the trooper that shouts traitor, do you know what his name actually is?
No, but I do know that he's ginger.
I think it's FN2. It's really close to Finn's number. And he has his own minifigure in The Force Awakens. And also, I think, in the Skywalker saga?
I actually have his Funko Pop. So
you do?
One of the few that I have. I love that. I loved that meme. So his internet name was TR8R, but that's actually not his designation.
No.
Yes. FN2199.
Thanks for spoiling it.
Sorry.
He's getting it. And his nickname is Nines.
Yes.
So he's the first order equivalent of fives.
Aw, cute.
Nice.
Yeah, he's portrayed in like some obscure.
Just like fives.
He's portrayed in some obscure Star Wars visual dictionary extra book thing, and he's got like short red hair and freckles. Yeah.
He was Finn's like best friend.
Mm-hmm.
In the First Order.
That's why seemingly a random stormtrooper screams traitor at him and then tries to kill him. Also, the only stormtrooper in a Star Wars movie to use a melee weapon.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Call back the Ralph McQuarrie concept art where they all had lightsabers.
Oh, bring that back.
I'd be down for that. I want to see somebody face down like 5 lightsaber stormtroopers at once. I think that would be lit. Yes. That would make for... It would give major Praetorian Guard fight energy, and I love that fight so much.
Speaking of...
There's a Darth Vader comic where that happens. And they all
is that? Oh.
well, because it's Darth Vader. So it's Darth Vader like immediately post Order 66, and he shows up to like a place where they've got like a bunch of Jedi lightsabers. And this one clone is like, hey, look, I'm a Jedi. And they're like, whatever, you're not a Jedi. And then Darth Vader shows up, pulls the lightsaber, and kills all of them.
Guys, I would like to point out this is not my show, and I do not mean to step in. We did not actually answer Annie's question.
Sorry, we're horrific about getting off topic.
The character I relate to most to why is Rey, obviously. She was young, like naive, but not naive. Clever in ways you wouldn't expect, unsure of herself, unsure of her place in the world, and that was very much me at the time that I went and watched it. And immediately I sort of like I love Leia, don't get me wrong, and I love Padme, but I've never particularly connected to them. I wasn't like strong and outspoken like Leia was, and I wasn't particularly graceful or diplomatic like Padme was. It was never those qualities that I found in myself. And then there was Rey, who was a little bit clumsy, a little bit different, and a little bit just my little scavenger babe. I love her so much. Also, she's got a hot boyfriend.
Fat.
You know, after that wonderful, like actually like insightful answer. So
I was going to say mine's a little bit
Ben
of a
Solo's
meme.
bad
I feel bad.
in just this movie. Well, everybody got
mine now. Wait, Dylan, are you asking me to go next? You normally go next.
No, I said mine. Did you not hear it?
I missed it.
Yeah, I missed it.
Oh, okay. So you guys missed it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to say that again. All right, let me prime up again. I'm gonna say Ben Solo / Kylo Ren because we're just sticking to this movie because I have daddy issues. Moving on.
I respect it. I respect it. I respect it, King.
That's fair. I have my joke answer and I have my legit answer.
I'll take both. I'll take both for $500, please.
Ooh, I don't have that much, but the bank account is suffering. Captain America was not cheap, especially when I had to buy him twice.
Was your butt just simply too big for the first one? Was it too small?
Actually, yes. That is exactly what happened. There is a rip down the ass on it. I'm sitting here with... No, there's videos of it. I'm sure I can show... Wait, do we still have that video? No, we don't have it. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, the video's in the Discord.
Speaking of that, this is a great time to plug it. If you want to join our Discord, where you get to see wonderful things like that, definitely join. The link is in the description below. We have Eli's pants ripping video. We had me go on a tear last night about being 18 and why about certain rights. And I also did a thing about I don't think the system works. And Cite had a really good comment about I like what he's saying, but I don't like the way that he's saying it. And I was like, wow, it's the Carly Morgenthau effect. But I spelled her name wrong.
Yeah, you said iCarly.
Yeah. Yeah. So iCarly Morgenthau coming soon to Disney Plus. Make it happen.
What a slip up. What a slip up.
The Discord is a
major L. My whole point was simply destroyed. Like there was no coming back from that.
It really wasn't. Characters I relate most to. Well, let's see. My joke one is Kylo Ren because he's hot and he looks good in black and he wears a surprising amount of leather.
Also, he has
this is a leather cape, like legit leather cape. I wore this at Disney in Anaheim heat.
You're mad. You are.
No, I just don't sweat. It's a weird blood mutation. It does make certain cons really easy, especially wearing full Mando kit.
I'm jealous.
Actual one that I relate to is Chewbacca.
Aww.
Not just because I do the Wookiee roar a lot. It's my new frustrated noise, which is great when I'm just chilling here at home. Gabby actually likes it a lot. Less great when I'm at work and suddenly just go, and my coworkers all look at me like I'm insane.
I'm just glad that doesn't come out in other instances.
Dylan,
Like, just imagine, like, you're really having to go to the bathroom, and it's just not coming out. And you're just sitting there like...
I'm glad that's the instance you deflected it to.
Yeah.
And I'm also really happy that Gabby isn't in the comments. Moving on.
Like I said, there's a youngling watching. I'm doing earmuffs tonight.
Appreciate that. No, it was the Yoda voice that came out then.
Wait.
No, it's been permanently banned. Anyway, no, Chewbacca, because, like, I feel like in this movie, a lot of people overlook Chewbacca. Like, they just feel like he's kind of there, but he does a lot. I mean, he's out there setting the charges on the First Order, like the big thing. It's like a shield thing, right? That's the shield thing.
The shield generator.
Yeah. He shoots Ben Solo in the gut, which then causes him to do the weird hitting himself thing.
I love
That's not weird. That makes sense. It's hot and it makes sense.
I mean, yes. I just didn't understand it at the time, so I was like, why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?
That's me while I'm like doing any form of physical. Okay, so last time I like PR'd on a deadlift, I actually did that like hitting my own like stomach thing. Because I had like failed twice beforehand and I was so mad. So I just started smashing my side.
Wailing on your gut.
Fair.
I just needed somebody to shoot me and it would have been movie accurate.
He was just hyping himself up.
Although I have to say though, I also do in this movie, even though we see him for like all of 2 seconds, I relate to Luke as well. Because I also want to isolate myself.
A nomad hermit in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, listen, you have no idea. Yeah, I've been in that phase right now where I'm just like, man, this society thing kind of whack. I'm going to go live in the mountains.
I think if we could all pull a Luke Skywalker right now, particularly in the UK, just in case anyone's not aware, Queen's dead. It's a whole thing.
Oh.
The country is imploding on itself. It's hilarious. It's not hilarious.
Yeah, I was going to say, Prime Minister's gone. Queen is dead. Are y'all okay over there?
No, we're not. Please save me, please.
I mean, we're not okay over here. I'm not going to lie. I'm just thinking that New Zealand looks very nice right now. It always looks very nice. It's very pretty.
Very nice in the summer, I've heard. Very nice in the summer.
Summer, spring, fall, winter. It's just a nice place.
Off topic, but back on actual topic. I want to know what you guys think about this, because what was your guys' reaction when Kylo Ren takes the helmet off? Like, it's a super iconic, and she's raised like ragging on him about she won't talk to the mask and whatever, and he pops it off in his hair. What was your guys' reaction? Because I remember sitting in the cinema watching it and being like, oh, that's what he looks like. My tastes have considerably matured as I've aged, I would like to point out. I now look at that scene and I'm like white knuckling the sofa. So
feral.
Yes, that's an excellent word to describe
All
it.
right. So I didn't have the words to describe it at the time, because when I first saw it, I was kind of like, I was very surprised when I first noticed it. And then I saw a SpongeBob meme, ironically enough, that perfectly encapsulated how I was feeling.
I'm waiting for what's coming.
And he takes the mask off. Not to mention, does he have a pile of dirt in like every room that he just like sets his helmet in? Because like that was a plan.
Yeah.
Because it was like a thing of dirt in there.
I thought it was like hot ashes to keep his helmet warm. I don't know. That feels like something a bougie Kylo Ren would request, that his helmet be warm. I don't know.
I mean, he's
dramatic enough. You know, he has this in like a bunch of rooms on Starkiller Base.
It's the sound. It's the sound it makes when you put it down. That's the important part of the interrogation.
And the dust flying up. Yeah, I mean, it's very dramatic. But no, I love it when he does that and he puts it down and they get the first full shot of his face. And I'm like, oh no, he's hot.
Yep.
Because I mean, let's be real. Let's be real here. Adam Driver, a very attractive man.
I concur.
I'm gonna try and temper what my reaction was as best I can. I was not prepared to have a kid in the audience for this episode. I'm being completely honest, but I'm doing my best.
Earmuffs.
No, don't earmuffs. It was just I was already questioning a lot about myself at the time.
Oh, I
We
see.
were
I
in early high
see.
school, and I was
Ah,
asking a lot of questions, and this helped that.
wow, I'm so glad that
I
Kylo
stopped
Ren
asking
gave you that
questions,
gift.
and I started finding solutions.
I'm honestly, I'm so proud of you.
And buying leather capes. And
You'll love
also
it. It's
just
a way of life.
capes and cloaks, which I'm amassing at a very high speed.
The Kylo Ren to self-acceptance pipeline is a very straight one, I feel. Or not,
Oh yeah.
as the case may be.
It doesn't matter what you're going through. Emo phase, questioning your sexuality.
It's the way he takes the helmet off, and his hair is it's just so. It is just
I
so.
have to say though, I love what I love about Ben Solo and Kylo Ren just in general is the feeling of a need to prove yourself. And
It's like
this
Anakin.
living up to your family's legacy, which is something that I like very personally have struggled with in my own life. So I do very much relate to Kylo Ren on that level. There's a really good scene in one of the, I'm a nerd, I read the comics. There's one in I think it's the Rise of Kylo Ren, if I'm not mistaken.
I had
But
all of two
right
issues
after
from that.
it's right after the events at Luke's Jedi Temple, and he's having a conversation with Snoke, and he mentions how, he was named after Ben Kenobi, a great Jedi who he's never met, and Solo, who was a last name that was just kind of thrown upon his father because he had nobody else. So he said, coming from somebody's fake name and coming from a name of somebody who's got no crew, like, who am I? And it was a very interesting moment of him trying to find himself, and I very much relate to that. And that's one of the things that Kylo Ren very much struggles with is this, like, look at me, I'm big and bad, even though, like, deep down he's clearly hurting and clearly, like, upset inside, and I very much related to that. Which makes his redemption better.
It's an extremely powerful storyline, I feel. Even if you're not attached to sort of Rey's story and Rey's kind of progress, you find yourself drawn to kind of Kylo and understanding he is just Anakin. He is just another flavor of Anakin, and it shows that, like, the Skywalker apples don't fall far from the tree.
They're all very dramatic, and they cause major problems for the galaxy wherever they go.
I think he is, but I think he's also different in just enough ways to sort of make him special. Like, he is another flavor of Anakin, but he's different enough to distinguish himself, because Anakin was very much about blazing his own trail and doing his own path and doing his own thing. Whereas Ben is like, okay, I have this legacy to live up to. I mean, you got to think, how many people, famous galactic people, is he related to? His grandfather is Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader. His grandmother is Padme Amidala, former queen and Republic senator. His mom and dad are not only, rebellion heroes, but they're just these iconic people. And he's just, his uncle is Luke Skywalker. And I have to say, one of the few things that I will forever be upset with the sequels about is that they did not explore these concepts on screen. I mean, Ben is the descendant of two different royal lineages, the Amidalas and, the lineage of Alderaan. And it doesn't really get brought up much.
No.
And I wish it was.
I would give, I would go full Anakin Skywalker, left arm and both legs, to have like a Ben Solo kind of fill in. Like, I don't care if it's like a little mini series, like 4 or 5 episodes. I don't care if it's not Adam Driver, someone who looks a bit like Adam Driver when he was younger. I'm not bothered. I think Ben Solo, the character, deserves that story to be told 100%. As much as I adore Rey and I am so here for the Skywalker legacy, Ben should have had a chance to carry that as well. And I think if we had some of that backstory, which is detailed so beautifully in the comics and the novels, by the way, please do check them out. Beautiful, beautiful adaptations of those stories. But I want to see it on screen. I want to.
Absolutely, it is. That's one of the things that I think that I wish got more attention was, these things they happen in the books and the comics, and it's wonderful. But it's something about seeing these stories on screen is just better. Even if it's a Disney Plus show, a Clone Wars style animated series, something that people can sit down and watch, it's just better, in my personal opinion.
I think it's a Clone Wars styled. Like, I know we're getting a little bit kind of more Clone Wars with Tales of the Jedi, which I'm mega, mega excited about. I'm sure you guys want to talk about that at some point.
Talk about that in news and rumors. I want to talk before we get to news and rumors. I really want to talk about Rey and sort of my journey with Rey. So again, like I kind of alluded to at the beginning, for the longest time, but actually, ironically, before I met you, I was very much in the Rey is a Mary Sue camp. She's super powerful, but also she sucks. And I can fully admit that. And it's okay to be wrong.
Yeah.
It's okay to admit that you've learned and you've grown from your mistakes of the past. And what really allowed me to go back and re-examine her character was meeting you and seeing your work and seeing your love and your passion. And I was like, okay, I don't resonate with her, but she resonates with this person and I want to learn more. So I did. I went and I learned and I listened to people talk about Rey and what she means to people. And I have to say, she's grown on me quite a bit.
Oh, hell
I'm very much a Rey Skywalker defender now because she's just amazing. I love in this movie too how it really shows her compassion. How even at the very beginning, like with BB-8, she's trying to put up this rough exterior where she's like, okay, but you leave in the morning. And BB-8's like, no, I'm not. And she's like, okay, whatever. Like, you can tell that she cares, but she was raised in a place where that is sort of shown as a bad thing. So she never really got to embrace that compassion. But then as soon as she leaves, you can see her compassion and her love for pretty much everything, like all life in the galaxy. Like when they go to Takodana and she says, I've never seen this much green in the entire galaxy, there's something beautiful about that. And it's something that you don't realize, that especially growing up, because also another small Shadow of the Sith tie-in, but her mother grew up on a forest planet, and that's where her mother and father met. And they had to leave right when Rey was born because they got discovered by the Sith. So they had to run and leave. So she never got to experience that planet, or she was so young she doesn't remember it.
That is devastating.
It is. That's why you got to read Shadow of the Sith. I cannot feel this pain alone.
I've not had the easiest life per se. I've not. It's been difficult and complex, and with Rey, all of the harshness that she has experienced, the loss, the pain, the suffering, the hunger, the sleepless nights, everything living on Jakku, none of that mars her love or her innocence or her purity or her kindness towards others. She chases off Tito without being violent. Mm-hmm. And she fixes BB-8's antenna and she helps Finn, and she has kindness and compassion for Chewie, and she's excited. She just has all of this wonder and this innocence. And I think to keep all of that through everything that she's experienced and will go on to experience throughout the rest of the trilogy is some really, really beautiful, beautiful character writing. And to make the point, if anybody wants to sit in front of me and tell me that Rey is a Mary Sue, I would how she has all of these powers and yet knows nothing. I would like to point out that Luke Skywalker, prior to blowing up the Death Star, was sat in his house playing with toy planes, has no formal Jedi training, no formal pilot training apart from what he's aware of with the Force and, being a kid. And then just goes and blows up the Death Star by himself. That's that.
Also, another thing about Rey, on her own merits, one of the things that I really noticed in this movie I was watching, is that she actually makes a ton of mistakes in this movie.
Yeah.
So for example, very first thing she does when flying the Falcon, she crashes it into Nema Outpost. She crashes. The very first thing she does, she crashes. Then, she's trying to fly low. She's hitting things. She's skidding off of the ground. It's not as graceful piloting as we've seen that everybody makes it out to be. And she gets better.
It's not like 6-year-old Anakin Skywalker's pod race where he absolutely slays from start to finish.
Not. But
I do not feel like
the thing is that we are only ever told about Anakin's failures. We see Rey's failures.
Mm-hmm.
We also see how when she tries to use the mind trick, she fails the first time she does it.
It takes a couple of attempts for her to work out. She knows she can do something, but she doesn't know how to do it. So it becomes like a game to her. Like, it's a test. Well, what do I need to do next? How do I figure this out?
Exactly. And her fight with Kylo Ren, she's on the back foot most of the fight. She's running away from him. Who, as we are seeing in previous shots, is bleeding. He was shot with the bowcaster, which obviously does a lot of damage. So
yeah, those things sent stormtroopers flying earlier in the movie, and at most he went like, "Ugh."
Exactly.
Just kind of shows how much of a beast he is.
Exactly. And the fact that all of this is happening and he's still like trying to chase after her. He
is down bad so hard.
Like any good smart fighter, she tired him out. But yeah, also I love how like in the very beginning she does the what's the saber up and like the charge, like the dash strike or whatever that they made like her move in Battlefront.
Yes.
I also loved going on the internet and seeing somebody take that and say, "Oh, that looks a lot like Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith." So maybe raise a Palpatine, and seeing that and going, that's stupid. That'll never happen.
No.
That's silly.
Surprise. She's a Palpatine. Anyway. I'm very lucky that I have not received a huge amount of like hate for my love of Rey or my cosplaying of Rey. I'm very, very grateful that the group of people I've built around me are nothing but positive and kind and affirming, and are all fellow Rey fans, or at least enjoy the movies if they're not huge fans of the characters. And I do, like we said at the beginning, I think I do see the tides changing in terms of we've had a good chunk of time to sit with these films now and accept them as part of the Star Wars canon. Whether you like them or you don't like them, or you think they're good films or they're bad films, they're there. And they're a part of it.
I think we're getting to that point like we did, weirdly enough. I'm going to bring in Thor Love and Thunder. One, because I love that movie, and two, because right before Thor Love and Thunder, suddenly everybody loved Thor 2.
Oh, don't. I have a real soft spot for Thor the Dark World. I think it's unnecessarily slated. Also, thank you, Mr. Site Huber, for saying that I look and sound like Daisy Ridley. Thank you very, very much.
Site is one of our guys, one of our dudes. Yeah. Love Site with all my heart. Very active in our Discord, making memes of Dylan and I. Him and Callahan are they're the meme dream team, and I love them so much. Love you guys.
It's so crazy when you have people that like make memes about you. It's really amazing. I love it.
It's something I'm still getting used to.
Oh, me too. It is something I definitely am getting used to, but seeing it and experiencing it, I'm like, you know what? This is pretty cool.
This is cool.
And every time I see one, I definitely have a little like, oh my god, someone made a meme about me. And it's funny.
Oh no, I don't think I've ever mentioned this before, but literally anything that anybody has ever made about like Dylan is a deep fried meme now.
Yeah.
I got so excited when I saw that one.
There's like 2 or 3 of those just sitting in the memes channel at this point.
I got so excited.
Dylan is a deep fried meme. But no, anything that
and that just made my whole night.
But going back to it, anything that anybody's made, be it like fan art or memes or anything that anybody's made, either about like my Instagram or me on Under the Helmet, I have them all saved in a little folder on my computer. And if I'm ever feeling sad, I'll go and I'll open that folder, and it makes me happy again. So like thank you to everybody. I know I've shouted some folks out. TK Shadow Art on Instagram did the first ever art of Kavaro, my custom Mando, that anyone's ever made. Sita Callahan, you guys make stuff all the time, not just about me, but about Dylan and I and this show, which is, I mean, I love this show. I like this show a lot. It's my happy place. Tuesdays and Thursdays are my favorite days of the week because of this show. And I'm going to be completely honest, before the show, Tuesday was kind of a mid-tier day. It wasn't like Monday where everybody collectively hates Monday and goes easy on you. And it's not Wednesday where you feel like, okay, I'm halfway through the week, I can do this. Tuesday's just kind of the pit day of the week until Under the Helmet came along and made it a really good day of the week.
Aww.
So yeah, that's my tiny loving rant for the night.
I feel very loved. That's very, very sweet. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Ow. Oh, I just hit my nuts. Sorry, that was a little more sharing than I needed to do.
Yeah. So, any last thoughts on this movie?
I love it. It's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. I would argue it's one of the best Star Wars films. It absolutely is my favorite. Top three.
It's so fun. It's such a
It
fun
is.
movie.
It is that sweet spot between. I know what film this is. I've already seen it before because it is A New Hope. So not only is it inviting for old fans, it's inviting for new fans as well, and people who maybe have never seen Star Wars and they still get an idea of what Star Wars is about and what it means and what's important. But it's new and it's fresh and it's bright. Also, this is so silly. I went to the midnight showing. I was very lucky to get tickets and go and see it when it dropped to midnight in the UK.
I went opening night with my family too.
And I cannot explain the energy in that cinema. It was packed from like end to end.
Oh yeah.
We were all just sat there waiting, and all the lights went down and the screen went black, and it was just before like the fanfare starts and like the rolling credits start. And as soon as it switched over to the film playing and you get the I think there wasn't a dry eye in the house. I have never felt more kind of togetherness than I do with Star Wars fans. It was like coming home. It really, really was. And I know I've said that many, many times whenever people ask me about this movie, but God, it has such a special place in my heart. Oh my goodness, I love it immensely. And could speak for hours.
It was really wonderful because the first Star Wars movie I ever saw in the theaters was the Clone Wars movie, believe it or not.
Ooh.
You saw a Clone Wars movie in theaters?
Yeah, I was going to say, they showed that in the theater.
They showed that in theaters? I thought that was straight to DVD.
No, that movie was great in the theaters. You have no idea. 2008 was killing it.
It was 2008. It was a simpler time.
It was. But this was and it wasn't like a huge premiere. Like there was people there, but it wasn't a huge premiere. And and I remember seeing the re-release of what was it? Episode 1, and I was like, oh great, they're gonna re-release all the movies in 3D, and then they did.
No.
So I was like, all right, whatever, that was cool. But there was something about this experience going in and getting to see that, and you talking about your experience really reminded me of that, of how like the energy in the crowd. And this was like one of the first packed theaters I'd ever been in, and like the crowd was silent, and like I went opening night, so nobody had seen it. There was no spoilers. Like it was amazing. It was a true experience. I went with my mom, my dad, and my sister. We went and saw all the sequel movies together. And I remember walking out, and we were sitting there like talking theories. And my dad thought he was like, oh, Poe's definitely like Force sensitive, and like just seeing R2 and 3PO, and I mean just seeing all of that again was just amazing. Also, everybody like gasped when Han Solo got.
It's okay, Natasha. I cried at the intro credits as well. I cried from the start of that movie till the end of the movie, the entire way through. I had beautiful Padme Amidala makeup on. I was very, very proud of myself. I'd done the whole thing. And I cried it all off at like 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 a.m. leaving the theater. Like
that, I think I saw that one maybe a couple times. I saw that one in the theaters twice. Force Awakens.
Yeah, I saw Force Awakens twice, and I saw The Last Jedi twice, and I only saw Rise of Skywalker once.
So
I think I had the exact same experience. Where I saw them both twice because I would go with like a friend the second time, and I was like, "You gotta watch this movie." And they're like, "All right, man." I'm like, "It's Star Wars," and I'm just sitting there in the seat, just like like shaking my fist, like, "Oh my god, it's Star Wars again in the theater." And my
It was
like,
this.
"Yeah, it's cool."
so I had a somewhat different experience. I saw Star Wars Force Awakens was my first Star Wars movie I got to see in theaters because I got into this late. I was 11 by the time that I had seen my first Star Wars movie.
Oh,
Like late. So I got into it, and the prequels had been out for a while. I had Lego sets from the prequels from 2005, like first wave prequels Lego sets, and I was like, "This is a cool spaceship. What is it?
what is it?
What's this weird hexagon wing looking thing?" And as I'm holding like Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, the 10th anniversary edition, not knowing the like piece of yeah. I had a year 2000 X-Wing, the UCS one, that the model is incredibly dated nowadays, and I'm like, dang, it is really cool. I have no idea what it is, but it's kind of cool.
I had a ton of
Okay.
early 2000s sets.
I got a copy of the Phantom Menace in like it came out in 1999, the Phantom Menace, or was that 2001?
There you go.
And Maria, better late than never.
Mhm.
Better late than never. It's never too late.
But I only watched the Phantom Menace for about 4 years straight because I didn't realize there was anything else after the Phantom Menace.
Oh, all right.
So that's all I watched. That was my first ever Star Wars movie on VHS. And then I didn't watch the originals until I was about 16 or 17 because I didn't quite I knew about them, but I didn't think they were cool or any good.
Weirdly enough, despite watching all of them in 2011, I did watch the entirety of the original trilogy on VHS because that's all my grandma had.
That's amazing.
And I was there for a weekend, and we marathoned them all 3 back to back. I woke up, watched A New Hope, watched Empire Strikes Back, watched Return of the Jedi. And I was like, that was a great day. And my grandma was like, can we stop watching Star Wars now? And I was like, you don't want to watch them again?
What? How could you not want to watch them again?
But I did actually see them in chronological order. I saw Phantom Menace,
Tactical mine was chronological as well.
And that's what I've been doing with Gabby because we've been watching them. We've been watching them in the order that we've done them on Under the Helmet. I feel bad we didn't make it to this one before this episode, so she is a little in the dark. But at the same time, she watched me play it on Lego The Skywalker Saga, so I feel like that counts for something.
The film, babe. That's fine. You've basically seen the film. It's fine.
To some degree, yes, that game is surprisingly accurate at certain times. But when I saw Force Awakens, getting back to watching experiences for this movie, this was my first Star Wars movie I got to see in theater. I was with my grandparents, different grandparents actually. It was my grandpa, little small town, middle of nowhere, one screen movie theater. It is an old movie theater. I love that theater though. I went and I am in like full here. Actually, I can get down my handmade Jedi robes out of an old flannel sheet.
Oh.
As well as my other like cross tunic pieces, which admittedly just make me look like a gender bent Rey if I don't have the cloak on, because it is just kind of sheets that go like this and then another sheet that goes like this because I never have a belt, but now I have a belt. And it's a cool belt. This is my Captain America belt. I started wearing it today because I was like, I feel like Nathan Drake. And so I put on the Captain America harness and the belt, and I was like, dang, I look like him too. This is great.
I couldn't work out if it was the Captain America harness or some sort of like posture corrector.
No. That being said, this angle does make it look like my shoulders are roughly the width of a bus.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna lower my desk real quick.
I have been admittedly checking myself out this time, and I'm like, dang. It's also because when I sit at this angle, my head looks very small. And
right, this isn't fair. I have the smallest shoulders known to man. This is cruel. Nick, they're being mean.
But anyway, I saw Force Awakens, I had my lightsaber mounted to my hip with a coat hanger because it didn't have a Covertech clip.
You
So
win.
I had, coat hanger
Maria, you win.
on the belt.
You won.
There you go. Yeah, you came out of that better.
Yeah, you came out on top.
Anyway, I was the only person in this very small country town. Like, we're talking Farmville, USA.
Yay.
I was the only...
Yeah, brother.
I had an almost instinctual reaction to do that back louder. And that's how you can tell I was raised in the middle of nowhere.
Me too. Don't worry. Me too.
It was an instinct I had to suppress not to do it. But anyway, I was the only person dressed up for this, despite it being opening night. It was not a packed theater. There were 30 people. That theater does only seat 50, though. Like, it's small.
That's precious.
Weirdly enough, though, I sat next to a guy who looked like Oscar Isaac. And I sat there looking at the screen and looking at him, and looking at the screen and looking at him. Not only that, he's a good buddy of my dad's. He's a huge Star Wars fan, has a R2 unit that works, and a full-on Poe Dameron cosplay. So I feel a little bit better about it. I just didn't know it was him. But I watched that movie 5 times in theater.
I wish I'd seen it more than the times that I did. I wish I'd seen it more than 2 times.
And then I took my family. Then I took my extended family that was in town. They were in town from like Germany. And I was like, do you guys want to see Star Wars?
I just love the idea that you're dragging your family by like their collars. Like, right, we're going to go see Star Wars. Come on.
Pretty much. I took my beefcake little brother, who despite being 5 years younger than me, is roughly 3 times more built than I am, grabbed him by the collar, and I was like, we are seeing Star Wars. I'm paying for your ticket. Come with me.
Wait, you dragged your like family who was like in town from Germany to go see it?
Yes, I did.
I
dragged my family in town from...
Imagine. I can only imagine. Oh, Eli, so what are you doing today? We're going to see Star Wars.
Oh, no, they're actually Americans. They were just... husband is military and was stationed on the base there. But yeah, no, they picked up a little bit of the accent. So it was like, Eli, what do you want to do while we are in town? And I was like, can we go see Star Wars? And they were like, you want to see Star Wars? Like, can we go? I'll pay for your ticket if I have to. I'm working fast food, but I can pull a little overtime.
So Eli, what you were saying earlier about growing up in a country town, I don't mean to out country you, but I'm gonna flex for a second. There was a kid at my high school who won a national turkey calling contest.
Wow.
And would go around the school doing the turkey call. It was annoying.
So he peaked right there.
Wow. Yeah. That's definitely
but yeah, so I think I win country small town vibes.
I mean, I can go fetch my cowboy boots, which I have actually preemptively promised to Charlie if they ever make it over to the US.
They are some nice cowboy boots.
I was going to say, I can get
it. I just want to be a silly little country girl with my silly little cowboy boots and my silly little cowboy hat, listening to my silly country music in the back of someone's silly truck. That's it.
I think I sent you to this video.
Look at them. Look at that.
Yeah, they got like, these are my little brother's. They were his nice ones until he, got too big for them, which he keeps doing at an alarming rate. I don't know what they're feeding that boy, but he is too damn big.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but I think I sent it to both of you. But I saw a post on TikTok. It was like, Luke Skywalker is technically a space country boy.
Yeah.
From iPad kid to space country boy, this man's had an arc.
Yeah.
I'm praying that Dylan's already made that joke to you once now, and that's not just coming out of left field. Okay. Good.
I do support the theory that Luke Skywalker is an iPad kid.
From the Kenobi series in particular, just the way that he looks at like Ben when he walks up, like in that, like hello there scene. Like the way he walks up, he's just looking at him like, you got games on your phone?
Dylan, I would like to point out that A1 Links, bless his heart, has just pointed out that England as a whole country, one county in particular, can out country boy you. Have you heard of something called the cheese wheel races? It's this tradition where a wheel of cheese is rolled down a hill and you have to chase it, and the first person who catches it wins that wheel of cheese and wins the competition. And a lad from Yorkshire won that competition this year. England.
You chase cheese?
A wheel of cheese, like a huge wheel of cheese, gets rolled down a hill.
When I was a kid, we chased a bull.
A bull, no cheese. Yes, Eli. What can I tell you about cheese chasing?
We done chased
What
a bull.
what kind of cheese? If it's smoked Gouda, that's understandable. But if you're chasing after like some mid-tier like American cheese, I don't want it.
I do
Also,
believe
it's been on the ground. I don't want it regardless.
Some form of like Edam, some form of hard waxed cheese, like an Edam, a Gouda, Gouda.
Well, I put smoked Gouda on my grilled cheese, and I've
Excellent.
never had a person who dislikes my grilled cheese. Please come to America so I can make you grilled cheese.
I'm a vegan.
I didn't know this. I'll find a way. I'll find a way.
Grilled vegan cheese. It exists.
Just because I have to get that in there every 5 minutes or I pass out.
Ironically enough, so my sister is lactose intolerant. There actually is a cheese, a vegan cheese that you can make grilled cheese with. And it like melts like grilled cheese.
Yeah. Why are we talking about cheese? I'm so sorry, everyone.
The cheese
Completely.
wheel.
You talked about the cheese falling down the hill. Listen, I chase an actual bull at like 11.
Cheese do go down.
Dylan, a bull can kill you. A wheel of cheese will not. It will probably hurt your foot a bit if it rolls over it, but a bull could, like, skewer you. Surely cheese rolling is the safer option
Oh,
here.
wait. No,
You say
sorry.
the cheese cannot kill you.
That was some
there's a lot of weird
misinformation. My
stuff
bad.
that
It
can
was
kill
not a
you.
bull. We had to. I was wrong. This is countryer. So it's in a giant mud pit, okay, at the rodeo that comes to town like every year. And all of the kids would go in there, and we would chase a little pig that had a blue ribbon tied to its tail, and you had to get the ribbon to pull it off of its tail. And you know what you won? If you won,
The
you
pig.
got a Walmart gift card.
Oh.
That's
that's better than the pig.
Yeah,
Not the pig?
a pig is a little bit better than a bull, but it's a little pig, and they must have greased that sucker up because he runs fast.
I came here to Sita, honestly. I came here to talk about The Force Awakens. I did not come here to talk about cheese.
That being said, you did come to this podcast.
Yeah.
There's a reason we are the most
I'm
disorganized
understanding
podcast.
why they say that doing the hi, this is whoever, and you're on Disney Channel, because this is hard. This podcast.
Wait. Under the helmet.
I'm
No,
Eli, and
no,
you
wait,
watch
Hey, I'm doing my best here.
camera.
I'm doing my best.
In my defense, my camera is flipped.
Oh, that's
So-
fair.
Minus-
Same. I think all of our cameras are flipped.
You'd think I'd be good at this with the amount of TikToks and reels I make, but no.
Did we do
Nah.
our final thoughts? I think.
Yeah, we did final thoughts. Let's go ahead and move on to news and rumors because
Oh yes, my favorite part. Well, not my
a little
favorite
bit.
part, but a good part.
So I think biggest news and rumor we mentioned earlier is we got a trailer for Tales of the Jedi and a release date, October 26th. I am so excited.
I have 16 posts
I
to
think
go
I
through
thought-
for news and rumors.
Yeah.
I saved them in a little folder on my Instagram.
Ah.
Yeah.
You see, Eli sits there and actually documents them. I just go, and if I find something, I'll be like, yeah, that happened. And Eli's like, it was in the list. And I'm like, I just butt in every other point.
You do.
But yeah,
yes.
Tales of the Jedi is going to be great. I think we get to see Dooku, we get to see Ahsoka, and I also saw a very interesting theory about Yaddle, because we see Yaddle in this.
I lost it. I lost
So-
my tiny little mind. Yaddle is one of my favorite obscure, like background Star Wars characters.
In the background of Yaddle's, one of the shots of Yaddle, we see the opening to the hangar that Dooku meets Sidious in at the end of Attack of the Clones, and we also see them fighting. So
We're getting it's identical Clone Wars animation, so we're technically getting new Clone Wars, even though it's prequel stuff, if that makes sense, which I think is incredibly exciting. Like, I thought we were kind of done after like season 7 and that was that, but no.
It's a prequel to a prequel.
Yeah, it's a prequel to a prequel.
Also, we're getting Ahsoka episodes. They are basically fully retconning the Ahsoka novel at this point.
Oh yes, I have it here on my shelf if I ever want to look at something dead.
Oh.
Yeah, that novel has been retconned into all oblivion. Sorry about that.
It's yeah.
But yeah, so we see Yaddle and Dooku fighting. So right now the theory is, I think, because in order for a Sith to become a Sith, they have to, part of their initiation is to kill a Jedi and take the Kyber crystal from their lightsaber and bleed it to the dark side.
Are we
We
gonna
also
watch?
see Dooku at a funeral, and that's all I'll say.
Oh.
Also, Yaddle disappears after episode 1.
I can't decide if you're theorizing evil Yaddle or the birth of Baby Yoda. I always assumed like she was going to be his mum. Like, I don't know. I mean, they have to tie it in somewhere. Baby Yoda. Oh no.
I don't know.
Woof.
Woof. Big woof.
I had dogs.
I was gonna say I don't know whose that was from. It wasn't mine.
That's my neighbor's dog.
Ah.
But yes, we got a boatload. I'll watch my language. A boatload of trailers. Mando season 3 finally. Like, I don't know how much you guys saw from Celebration. Like, how much you were able to catch from what people filmed in the crowd. So it was basically what we saw.
Very little.
Celebration.
I also saw a leak about Loki, that there's a character that we're going to be familiar with appearing, and basically I saw like, and it was
Is it Wong?
Instagram post.
Yes.
So I'm actually not sure who the character is, but Loki is talking about going across time and all of these things, and right before they revealed who was going to be in the video, I like swiped away. I was like, nope, I don't want to know. So
I'm trying to make sure I don't have that in my news and rumors. I don't.
Yeah, I saw it like one place. Yeah, so right now, CT, I think what they're doing is there's an original character in Ahsoka that Lux is going to take the place of. I really hope they don't, but who knows? Also, Iman Esfarandi is Ezra Bridger.
Yes. Officially, like, announced as.
Don't mind me just crossing off my Instagram posts.
Also, shout out to what was the guy's name they wanted to play him? Mansa Masood, I think was his name.
Yes.
Yeah. Wasn't he the guy who played Aladdin in the live action Aladdin?
Yes, he was.
Shout out to that guy for keeping it going, even though he knew that he didn't get it. The fact that he kept that going and was a good sport about it. Thanks, dude. Because that's got to be a painful reminder of every day. Everyone, like, you're gonna like seeing edits of yourself as a character, and you're just like,
that has to be a very strange experience.
Sorry, guys, I Tom Holland that audition.
Look,
I tied it back to the beginning of the episode. Look at me go! Hey,
Look at these callback jokes.
There were some shots from the Ahsoka trailer, I do believe, which showed live action Sabine and Hera, I want to say, which was super exciting. I can't believe we're getting live action Rebels, like the whole lot.
Yeah. Like it showed like the very last shot of Rebels, like right before Sabine turns around to Ahsoka the White. So,
Yes.
Did you say Ahsoka the White?
Yeah, like in live action. So, because we all, yeah, they're gonna recreate the final shots of Rebels.
Yes.
It's gonna be good. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. And then
Good.
trying to think what else did we get from Disney Plus? Somebody said something about Avengers Campus News. We're getting new characters.
Woo.
Eli, do you have that on there?
I have much more than that, but yes.
Yeah. So who's all showing up? Because I saw something about like a multiversal like Thanos.
I had a delightful list going, and now you've put it all out of order. Let's see.
That's what I do.
I know. I live through this every week twice. Let's see. So the new ride is going to be, it's a new Avengers Campus ride, which is coming to, Avengers Campus on the West Coast, which I'm excited about because that's the one I love. It has Avengers Campus, and I love Avengers Campus so much, and I got to meet those characters. And
I hate you.
Oh, I was crushing on Captain America so hard, even as he was stealing Gabby away from me. She did walk off with her arm in arm as she was doing her Captain Carter Disney bound. There is a little video where I am like frantically trying to keep up with them while also running. I'm not a good running videographer. But the new ride is going to be, it's multiversal. It's multiverse based. It's our first like multiverse based ride. The villain is King Thanos, which if you've seen the concept art of him, Kevin Feige described him as Thanos from a universe where he won against the Avengers. His crown is like big and spiky. Think like Witch King of Angmar, but like from The Hobbit. Like you get what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yes.
I think there's a comic like that where Thanos wins.
Yeah. But we're going to be getting a bunch of multiversal characters, namely ones that I saw in the concept art. The Hydra Stomper.
No.
Regular Peter Parker from the MCU. Peter Parker from freshman year.
Yes.
Like the concept art freshman year Peter Parker is there. Let's see. We're getting She-Hulk, which I'm very excited because Big Green Lady show. No, Charlie, that was all of us. That was Anyway, Be Still My Beating Heart. Yeah, it's going to be very big. It's going to be very amazing. I don't know when it happens, but that will be when my next Disney trip is. Expect posts around when that happens. Eventually, I will post my pictures from this one instead of just showing them to my friends.
Werewolf by Night, and
I'm getting there.
You should do an Under the Helmet episode where Eli takes you through all of his holiday pictures, like the boring guy at the office who's like, look, this is us this day, and then the next day, and we did this.
Fun fact, a lot of the videos of me from there, for whatever reason, and we do have the video here if we want to show it, we compiled them all together, and at some point in all of those videos is a shot of my ass.
You
they
have
either
to
start or end there.
Megan Thee Stallion song in the background.
Yeah. So let's see.
You got it.
In the Discord, the video, or not the Discord, but on our video clips that we can show on the show, it is just labeled in all caps, Booty Blast Video. It is 15 seconds long. It's a delightful watch, I assure you.
Glorious 15 seconds.
I'm sure it is.
Next
what
up,
else have we got?
We've got news for Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga.
More characters.
More characters. We have Character Collection 1 and 2. Character Collection 1, you already know. In total, there's going to be 13 Character Pack DLCs for the game now.
But where are the levels? Give me more levels. I am not putting all of this time to unlock all of these characters to play the same 5 levels.
I'm going to be completely honest. I don't even want more levels. I have very low standards. I just want these DLC characters to be voiced.
Please.
They aren't. None of them. Like, none of the DLC characters are voiced at all. It's heartbreaking to turn on
But
Mando.
the best part is them interacting.
Right?
No
Right?
mumble mode?
No. It's
Did
all
anyone work
mumble
under
mode,
mumble mode?
unfortunately.
Bro,
Yeah, the only
there's a
accurate
reason I
character
haven't bought that
voice-wise
game.
is Grogu, because he just makes baby noises.
Does just make baby noises.
And they're adorable. Let's see. Next up, we have arguably the biggest announcement from D23, and that is Madison.
Madison. With
Two
two
ends and a Y, but
Ys.
it's
Not where you
think. I love her.
She was such a delight. I loved her so much.
Yes, I would do anything to have a drink with Madison. Maybe
That-
10
So.
I was going to say, I don't think it stops at one. Girl knows
No.
how to party hard. Oh,
I'm just-
also, news from inside Marvel Studios. There is now a Black Widow room, which is, it's been a room that is, designed to prevent leaks of projects, because they have had a lot of leaks recently, and Kevin Feige's hit squad has been slacking. But it is totally prohibited from the entry of these things. Cleaning teams, any internet connection, phones, literally anything to be taken out of that room cannot be taken out of this room, and there are no windows.
Kevin Feige really built a skiff at Marvel. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
when there were like when not D23, when there was something else Marvel was happening, I made the joke that Kevin Feige follows these actors around with the tiniest gun you have ever seen, and he just points it at them from his hip like, I'm watching you.
Oh yes.
Say nothing. And it's
Oh,
like
no.
a gun that's about this big, and he's just there like, shut up.
You can't convince me that he didn't have a sniper trained on Andrew Garfield in any interview leading up to No Way
Andrew
Home.
Tom Holland specifically.
The resident leaker of Marvel, which is why he's in so few things nowadays.
Yeah, they don't tell him. They deliberately stopped. I think they gave him false scripts at one point. Like,
Oh yeah. There is a fun fact. Speaking of false scripts, there is a Groot script which only Vin Diesel gets, which is the actual lines that Groot says during any time that he's on screen.
I assumed there was. I assumed there was some level of interpretation, but I think it's really cool that they actually give him like proper lines. That's mad.
Yes, but he's the only one who gets to read it. Him and James Gunn. That's it. Everyone else just kind of has to.
Hey.
Groot. He's Grooting.
He's Grooting!
God damn it.
Morbius
We're getting
is
a
on
Captain
Netflix.
America and Black Panther game. And it's set in World War II.
Ooh.
Yes, I did. I do remember about this.
I don't know what the heck is going on there, but we're getting like. So it's not T'Challa, because obviously it's World War II. He's not even alive yet.
T'Chaka.
But you get to play as one of the Howling Commandos, Captain America, resident active King of Wakanda, and head of the Wakandan spy network.
Ooh.
I think that game is going to slap so hard. I do hope it has 4-person multiplayer, because that would be lit.
It
Like,
will.
it's gonna be like Gotham Knights, but better.
It'd be like Gotham Knights if Jason Todd didn't jump on reflections of his soul.
Listen, don't get me started on Gotham Knights.
Did you mean Tinkerbell Jason the game?
Yeah. Hey, shut up. Nightwing has a Fortnite glider. Don't come for me.
At least mine makes sense.
He has a Fortnite glider, my friend.
We have the technology to make it happen. You
He's
project
jumping
little bits
out of
of
the
your
battle
tiny
bus.
sparkly soul, and then you go jump on him.
He's gonna jump out of the battle bus and hit the gritty after he beats up a bunch of goons. Shut up.
And still dance better than Jason. Anyway,
I mean, yes.
this is going to be the start of Under the Helmet Civil War. Not just the CT posters. CT did make posters for that, by the way, and they're really good.
I'm not refereeing. I do not volunteer.
No, we're just gonna duke it out we're gonna find another airport they fought in Germany, right?
Yeah, we're picking a Waffle House parking lot and we're just going to town.
If it's
The
not
weirdest
my fault,
part.
I'm not interested.
Hey, listen, we don't have the budget the MCU does, okay?
No. One of us might get like poorly green screened in.
Amazing.
We're talking like
India
geez.
level.
Huh?
Indian TikTok level.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking like the old Superman movies green screen. Or better yet, 19 or whatever it is. The Adam West Batman green screen. We're gonna do that.
Oh, a classic.
Those green screens are good. What do you mean?
I do have a soft spot for Adam West Batman. I grew up on that show.
Christopher Reeves is the best Superman, but anyway.
I agree.
We have
Anyway.
Let's see. Oh, we know when our next appearance of Wong is going to be.
The Wong movie, yes.
No, actually, we're not going to see Wong again until Agatha Coven of Chaos.
What?
Right?
Bullshit.
Wongers.
Sorry, Natasha.
Yeah. We're getting Thunderbolts.
Okay, I want to talk about something with Thunderbolts real quick.
Okay.
So they revealed the team, and they did not put Emil Blonsky or Zemo.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Where's Zemo?
Exactly. Where's Zemo?
Where's my favorite
I'm sure he's
man?
going to be in the show. It'd be really funny if they like Falcon and the Winter Soldiered him, where they just like break him out of jail again.
I do think that so Callahan and I were talking about Zemo not being on the team, and naturally, I'm sure that I've made it abundantly clear that I have a great number of feelings about Zemo. Okay, she's asleep now.
Okay, good.
Cool.
Okay, good.
We've made it very well aware
Just
that
kidding.
I am very, very attracted to Zemo. Because just
Daniel, bro.
Back in
Cool.
the room, babe. Back in the room.
Oh my. That I'm sorry. When he walked out in that coat and then showed them a private jet, I was like, I would hop on that jet any day. Anyway. I think that they're going. Sorry. I know that he has something to do with the movie. I'm having difficulty because now I've gotten myself thinking about him. I think what's happening, because in the comics, Zemo is like, part of Hydra, I believe. I think they're going full Suicide Squad with the Thunderbolts movie. I think that they are sending in the Thunderbolts after Zemo, because Zemo is our resident, like, fucking things up person. I think that's what's going on. I think he has gone back. I had an idea that he is now, wanting Sokovia to become the great nation that it was when, in the comics, like, his dad was like a dictator who ruled with like an iron fist. And maybe that's the direction they're going. And we'll see him wear the mask and fight people with a sword. Please let Zemo fight people with a sword. It's all I want. Well, actually, there's a great many things I want, but I can't say them on stream because we will get content banned. Anyway.
Let him do the dance thing again.
Please let him dance again. Please.
Also,
please.
I want to talk about people are currently trying to ship Yelena and Bucky.
No, she is asexual. She is canonically asexual. I will hear no other argument.
Exactly. So that's what I'm going to say, is that she's asexual and Bucky is clearly taken with Sam's sister. So.
Oh, Sam's sister. Not Steve. Okay.
Yeah,
Eli,
Sam's sister. Bucky pulls.
Please read Annie's comment, because that is beautiful.
The thing I grew up with Daniel Brawl on TV. here at home, and non-Germans talking about him like as the new hottie is very strange because he seems like the talented regular uncle. Annie, I'm sorry, but if that is the case, I guess I'm crushing on the talented regular uncle.
Okay, listen. See, talking about Daniel Brühl makes me think of the post-credit scene of the new Kingsman movie. I haven't seen the movie. I've just seen the scene where they literally have like Daniel Brühl talking to the guy who's supposed to be Vladimir Lenin, and he's having like a full conversation with him, and he's like, and now we bring out our new agent, and then emerging from the shadows with an MCU type reveal is Adolf Hitler. That happened.
Good God. Good
And
God.
then Linkin Park starts playing. I made it the Linkin Park part, but other than that, it's true.
Just Nick raised the point that I completely forgot about. Just so you're not too disheartened, Eli. Zemo's name was in the official image URL for that big group picture of the Thunderbolts. His name is in the URL for the image, so he'll be there.
He's going in dangerous.
Yeah, my money's on the team being put together to catch him. Then he ends up leading them, which I think is a super. I'm sure he has to be. He has to be.
But yeah, I'm excited. This is going to be good. I'm excited for Thunderbolts. I think that's going to be a really good movie.
I just want to see Zemo fight people with the sword and wear his mask and not his shirt. And anyway,
Nothing else.
I'm going to stop myself now and move on to the next point before I, yeah.
Next
I don't
question.
need to out myself anymore on this stream. So fun fact about the Echo cast, because, Echo's coming out. There's a lot. The more I hear about this show, the more I'm like, this is going to be amazing. The Daredevil writers returned, so that's already speaking very highly. The entire cast learned ASL.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Oh my goodness.
That's amazing.
Let's see. Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio appeared on stage to talk about Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah.
Armor Wars has a new logo, and it looks pretty good.
I think
Amelia Clark is in Secret Invasion.
She is in Secret Invasion, and the trailer for Secret Invasion looked amazing.
Wait.
I've forgotten about it. I was not expecting it, and there it is. Bam.
Secret Invasion will also have Martin Freeman's character returning.
Yes.
And he wears, I think that's one of the hats that I normally wear.
Don Cheadle's returning as Rhodey, and then Secret Invasion leads straight into
Armor Wars.
Straight into Armor Wars, yeah.
And also, Maria Hill is back. Like, literally all of S.H.I.E.L.D. has returned.
Icon.
Speaking of all of S.H.I.E.L.D. returning.
Sorry, I need to...
All of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I do mean all of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, don't do this to me.
Reportedly, Chloe Bennett has signed on with Marvel Studios to return as Quake, but is the only Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. cast that will be returning.
Wait, Charlie, have you seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yes, of course I've seen Agents. I'm a huge fan of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The whole thing.
I just started. Okay.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. You're going to love it.
If you have a Discord, we will happily add you to the bus, which is the Discord channel that Callahan and Site and I use to, fangirl about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as I'm rewatching it.
It deserves to be fangirled.
You guys have an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. channel? I have the Discord up right now. I don't see it.
Yeah, that's because it's an entirely separate Discord channel that you can join when you start watching. And stop being a little bitch about it.
Yeah, the deep fried medium of me is saying, I'm going to keep it real with you, Chief. I ain't watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
It's so good. Like, it is. I can't actually find the words to describe it. It's just very, 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 very good.
I will say this.
That's tough to top. All right,
I just finished the episode that directly follows Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Ooh.
And there is, after that post-credit scene...
Gabby's comment, Dylan, you don't have clearance. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Oh, yes, I did get Gabby in on it too. So now you have all four of us ganging up on you.
That's
Um,
fun. That's a good one.
Anyway, after I finished that post-credit scene, I think there's let me pull up my exact message. It is 12 lines of text of just me screaming. Just screaming.
Perfection.
Because I had my heart ripped out of my chest, lit on fire, and, dropped off a cliff.
Oh, just wait, babe.
I know. That's what they said too. I
Just
don't
wait.
like this.
Just wait, Ellen.
Oh no. Yeah, there's a lot of screaming that happens in that Discord, and
There's going to be a lot more.
yeah, my heart is with every single one of those characters, but one of them has all of my rage and anger right now. But I hope he doesn't for long, because I liked him a lot, and I liked where his character was going, and then he hurt me really bad. Anyway,
Isn't it the way? Isn't it the
I
way?
know what happened without knowing who it is.
Prepare thyself. Correct, Callahan. Correct.
Oh,
yeah.
one day I watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I think it's going to be when Callahan and I drive down there. Oh, yeah, we did stop to watch Civil War before we watched that episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because Gabby hadn't gotten that far in the MCU yet. I'm a bad partner. I hadn't gotten that far. We're trying. But, yeah. Meh.
Annie, pack for university. Pack your stuff to move, or you and I.
Listen.
I swear they are too much like me.
I get it so much.
I think we all get it.
I tried to put on something in the background the other day while I was trying to clean up my room before work, and I just literally laid on my bed and just listened to whatever I was listening to, and I was like, yeah.
Oh, more news and rumors. I have news about the Marvels.
The Marvels.
It's happening.
Marvels. It is happening. Not only that, major plot point. The Marvels is about the three heroes trading spots with each other every time they use their powers.
Oh, so we're talking like a... Oh. But why?
But why? That was my main question upon hearing it. I was like, cool, but what?
So at the end of Miss Marvel, we see Kamala show up. Wait, who's the third Marvel?
Photon, Monica Rambeau.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Come on, my guy. Come on.
Listen, man, it's been a minute. I'm on Star Wars brain rot right now. I can't MCU brain rot.
It's all good. You've been reading that Shadow of the Sith, and it has absorbed your entire brain.
You have no idea.
Anyway, final news and rumors point.
Get over 200 views. It got 25,000. The one I posted about Shadow of the Sith. It was crazy.
Oh dang! There you go.
Yeah, 25K. I was like, holy shit.
Man, I got to start posting again.
You do. And I didn't even think it was gonna get anything. Also, I got a really great comment of somebody who asked if I have any friends. So shout out to that guy.
Here we are.
Hi.
Also, shout out to the person. Also, I want to say I did pull one of my pettiest things this week. I had somebody in my TikTok comments. I got one too many jokes about my camera, and I said, you know what? I've got a plan. So I literally made a Ko-Fi just to spite them. And said, thank you for your comment. I'm glad you're so concerned about the quality of my camera. Feel free to donate here.
That is amazing. I'm keeping that one. That's really good.
That's so good.
So yes, I have a Ko-Fi now. I don't plan to use it much. If anybody donates, I'll probably cry. So don't donate to it. I'll feel bad.
Do we get a video of you crying if we donate?
I made it as a joke out of spite, okay?
Final news and rumors point. Kevin Feige's talked about the reason for the Thunderbolts existing. There is no organization like the Avengers anymore. And that's how the Thunderbolts has come to be.
I mean, yeah.
Because after Endgame,
they kind of got nuked.
Don't talk to me about that movie. I still haven't emotionally recovered, okay? I still haven't rehydrated from the amount of tears I cried watching that stupid comic book movie.
Infinity War had me crying within the first 5 minutes because they just,
ripped your
But
heart
anyway,
out.
I think that's what we got. We've gone, about
well over our normal
20
time.
minutes over what we normally expect and 50 minutes over. But I'm going to be completely honest, Charlie, we've been so excited to have you on.
Absolutely.
When we first started doing
to be back.
Like all that time ago when we first started doing Night of the Movies, when we were talking about, Dylan came to me and was like, hey, we should rewatch Star Wars. And I was like, okay, we're doing all of them, right? And he's like, yeah. I was like, can we bring on Charlie for the sequels? That was like, Dylan, when did we start that? Was it March?
I don't remember, but it's been in the cards for a long while, and we're like, listen, we're not doing these without you.
Boys. Oh my goodness.
So
we'll definitely be back for our Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker episodes.
I will be back next week, and I will be back the week after to do The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker.
Absolutely. Especially the Rise of Skywalker episode is going to be great because it's got more Shadow of the Sith connections that I can talk about. Last Jedi, not so much. So
my
that next week.
My final point. It's a question I've been meaning to ask you, Charlie, for a while. Dylan, I will also happily hear your answer. Which is your favorite Rey outfit? Because I know mine. I want to hear yours.
Oh.
Last Jedi. Throne Room. I love the Last Jedi Throne Room one. It's beautiful.
That's
actually my least favorite out of all of them, personally.
I love the darker colors in it.
I love the discourse.
Did you know that? Actually, no. I'm going to save that fact for next week. Saving that one. Mine, again, cliche, probably because it's like the first one that I cosplayed in the first costume that I made myself. But it has to be her scavenger outfit. Having broken down the costume into its individual details, there's so much about it that is so smart and practical and appropriate for the environment that she's in, and it makes me really happy to see. I know Natasha is a huge Rise of Skywalker fan. Her love is for the white costume, mine is for the first costume. I think it was really important to me after the whole Leia bikini farce that George put that poor woman through. It was so nice to see a lead female character appropriately dressed for the environment. Comfortably, sensibly, covered up. I can feel like I feel confident, but I also feel like nice and modest, and that's and it's just a beautiful costume. The color palette, it's affectionately known as 50 Shades of Rey in the Rey cosplay community because it is impossible to get those shade matches. I know. Getting that color palette accurate is impossible, so we call it 50 Shades of Rey.
That's delightful. I hate that book, but that's delightful.
All right, so now
it's scavenger Rey.
Your least favorite is Last Jedi, right?
Me, yes.
Yeah.
Particularly the throne room. I don't enjoy the blue for some reason. I just don't like it very much.
I forgot there was blue involved.
I thought it was just gray, and then blue? Like some tan.
It's blue and brown. It's more. Well, it's technically more of a blue toned gray.
That one,
It's more like Payne's gray.
That one.
Yeah, I don't like the Rise of Skywalker one.
The white one where she looks like Leia, because that's what it's supposed to represent.
I just like it because it has a hood, and
I love the hood. I adore the hood. It's such a nice detail.
I specifically got the only Lego hoodie piece so I could put it on my Rey minifigure because it wasn't there.
Oh,
the one that hangs down at the back.
I don't like it. The reason it's my least favorite is because I love all of her other outfits so much more. Like, I love the best. I love the Last Jedi one. That's probably my favorite. I love 50 Shades of Rey. Those are all my favorite ones. And then Rise of Skywalker is just kind of, it's there.
I'm sorry, Dylan, when you said I love 50 Shades of Rey, it sounds like you're talking about fanfic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should not have introduced that title, should I?
Maybe not. It's probably going to come up a lot more than you wanted it to.
It needs to sell with the door closed.
No, the white costume is her, like it's her embracing like the light side. She's honoring Leia. She's honoring like the legacy of like it's thing, and the hair's different because she's evolved and she's grown and she's a new woman and she's this. It's like a whole thing. It's like a whole
It's
story
just a
metaphor.
process
You've
of
got to
elimination.
love it.
It's just a process of elimination.
Oh, Nick, that is an excellent point. The concept art for the Duel of the Fates film that was originally done,
Yes,
where Rey's got the double-ended lightsaber and she's got the Luke tunic with the white and
Rise of Skywalker. We will definitely talk that.
I was going to ask about that because I wanted to know your feelings on the Duel of the Fates concept.
Stunning, stunning, all of it beautiful.
She is the
coat with the.
Yeah,
sorry. Very passionate about Rey's costuming.
Exclusive interview. Is that a cosplay of yours?
Which what? Yeah, yes. No, because I literally have it. Hang on.
Sorry, I derailed the ending of the show. It'll end eventually.
I'm about to.
It won't focus, but it's there. Concept Rey is in my plan list.
Actually, I feel like this would be a delightful time for each of us to get to share a cosplay, just because I want to know what Dylan's got on his plate, and I want to put it on.
I'm going to take this second while you talk about your cosplays. I need to run to the El Baño. I'm not going to make it. I'll be right back.
That's fair. It has been.
I can rattle you
running for way instead of talking about cosplaying.
I can rattle you off my cosplans. I need to finish Rey for Rebel Legion.
Okay.
I want to do Evelyn from The Mummy. Thinking about it. Maybe, just maybe.
I didn't know you were in with the costuming clubs.
I'm part of a few like local cosplay groups, but I think it would just be nice because I've worked so hard on my scavenger Rey. It would just be nice to submit it and just see what happens.
I was going to say, you're the most passionate person about Rey, one of the most passionate people I know about cosplaying in general. Like it inspires me a lot.
I'm going to cry. Stop.
Oh, I should not continue with this rant because I
that's so lovely of you. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, when it came to like, because for a while when I was thinking about making Basement Beskar cosplaying, because I was going back and forth about that account for a solid like 3 months where I was like, do I have enough stuff to actually post this? And I made it and posted pretty reliably for a while. And then now I haven't.
Hey, I haven't actively posted anything in a good couple of months. It's okay. It happens. Hey. I'm still going. It's just, it comes and goes.
You got to take time for you.
You have got to take time for you.
I've just been taking roughly 6 months for you. What?
We're talking about cosplays, right?
Yeah, who
are you cosplaying? Butcher from The Boys.
We've all been hoping for Soldier Boy, but I'll take Butcher. Yeah,
I could do both of those.
I have a low-key Butcher, and if I just slap on my Doc Ock jacket,
Fab Five Freddy, tell me everybody's that. Please do Soldier Boy. That would be so funny.
Flash is cool. Francois,
you have to please.
When you don't stop. Sure shot.
Nope. Go out to the parking lot.
I haven't actually finished season 3.
No, that beard is. I have a convention this Saturday.
Yeah.
And we'll be debuting a new cosplay in there that I will not share because I want to debut it at the convention.
Slut.
My guy, Under the Helmet gets all the good stuff of my cosplays. They got to see Nightwing. Nightwing's never been posted.
Yeah, I'm fully here ready to read like my whole planned list, and you won't even tell us why you got a fake beard.
Yeah,
that's rude.
Come on.
Okay, so I will say the beard would definitely be multi-use. So okay. I'll share 2 ones that I will not be debuting, but definitely want to do. Is Luke Skywalker's robes from the end of this movie.
Yeah.
I also want to do Force Projection Luke. I really want to do that one.
Ooh, with like the thing over, so you look.
Are you gonna do the thing over?
No, I want to do the Force Projection where he shows up on Crate, where he's got like the minimalist kind of black robes, but I just love that look. I love that look.
The one that's like kind of Return of the Jedi vibes, but at the same time sets itself apart enough that it's its own costume.
Yes, that's the one I want to do. With
But I
where he's
still
got
thought
the-
in theaters that he had just had those sitting around, and he was like, I'm gonna go kick my nephew's ass. Let's put on my old clothes.
We'll get there when we talk about Last Jedi, because I will gladly dig my teeth into that scene. But yes,
Also, what
so
happened to his
the
Lexi?
beard is for another cosplay that is coming. I will hint that it is a Star Wars related.
Oh,
but
I
that's
thought you were just gonna do the guy from the Chad meme.
Are you William Riker from Star Trek?
I've never seen Star Trek.
Oh no, it's been established in every guest to know that I've not brought on a guest yet that likes Star Trek. Literally,
I
all
love
of them have
Star
voted no.
Trek.
Thank
I
God
adore
someone
Star
will
Trek.
vote yes.
I was a Trekkie before I was into Star Wars.
I have a
Like-
little Lego phaser
Okay.
that I built. It's accurate to the size of my hand.
My mom
Right,
says,
before Eli and I start talking about Star Trek and completely you and I should chat about Star Trek. You and I should chat about Star Trek. It's good stuff.
I'd be down. I'm a bad fan because I haven't seen any of it except for the movies, but
I haven't either. I only deal in The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager. That's it. That's the extent of my Star Trek watching. That's it.
listen,
cool.
you've got to watch our guest
unfortunately,
to
you've
know
already seen more than I have.
our debut
Nice.
guest to know, because I talk about why I can't watch Star Trek. I will leave it as simply, my mom says no, and if you want elaboration, you have to watch that episode. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
There are two of them.
That's
He talks
fun.
about it in both, to my knowledge.
Yeah, but definitely, if you enjoyed this and any other videos, definitely subscribe to Under the Helmet Podcast.
Do.
You know, hit that
There's
like
a
button.
notification.
Turn on
Is
the
it down
bell.
here?
Yeah.
Because
Down here.
we tend to get
It might be
manic
over there.
sometimes. Go live 2
It's
hours early.
somewhere.
It might be up there.
It's somewhere. Hit the button.
I'll put on my full marshalling for the
Yeah.
airport.
Yeah, we've got a lot more coming. I'm so excited to talk
I have an airplane now.
Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker with Charlie. Definitely join us next week.
Yes.
Also join us on Thursday. We're gonna go back to our normal time where we're gonna talk about
Big Green Lady Show.
Big Green Lady Show.
Big
We're
Green
definitely
Lady
talking
Show.
about
Big Green Lady Show.
We do
Oh
love
my
the
God.
Big Green Lady.
Ah!
Big Green Lady.
Sorry, I get very excited about that show.
I'm sure you do, Eli.
Wait.
I'm sure. Well, we all do. I mean, who am I? Who am I to say?
I have to say,
Speaking of cosplans, She-Hulk is on my cosplan list.
She-Hulk is also on mine. Nick keeps saying that I should be She-Hulk.
I do remember that one
You should.
photo you posted, and I said it was giving She-Hulk because you looked absolutely like 9 feet tall.
because you're tall, right? Like you're
I am about 5'10.5".
yeah,
Give
you
or
would kill
take.
it.
Before I hit my growth spurt, you and I were the same height.
How tall are you
And-
now?
Well, in a matter of 2 weeks, I grew 2 inches, and I don't know if that's concerning or not.
You're supposed to stop growing when you're 25, so I think you're good. I
Okay,
think you're
cool.
fine for now.
That does mean I
Yeah.
still have 3 more years.
Yes.
It means Dylan still has 3 more years too.
I have
Hey, there we
2.
go.
Hey.
Listen, I have been stuck at 5'7" since
Short kings always stay short. I'm sorry.
I've been stuck at 5'7" since middle school. I'm not getting
Dylan,
any younger.
I hope
But
you
it's
know.
okay because I'm the exact height as Tamara Morrison, bitches.
There we go. I was gonna say I was gonna bring
Green
up that point.
accurate Boba Fett. Let's fucking go.
You are the canonical height of a clone trooper. They did not alter their height in the gene alteration. Well, it wouldn't have made sense to make them taller. That's just going to mean that their armor is more expensive.
That's true. Daisy Ridley's only 5'7", so I am a good few inches taller than like Canon Ray, but that's fine.
It
It just means I can look
two of
Kylo Ren
you-
in the eyes.
Ray does, in fact, though, have like tall person energy. Like,
Oh yes.
Mhm.
Oh yes.
100%. I think it's the staff. I think it's the really long staff as well.
Bonk stick. I love the bonk stick. All right, we should cut this off. It's 2 hours.
Right.
in.
Goodbye.
Charlie, we did this
yeah,
early.
thank you to
so we
everybody for coming
wouldn't
out.
be keeping
Definitely
you
come
up
join us
ridiculously
again.
late.
No, it's a pleasure. Thank you both so much for having me, and I'll see you guys next week. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too. This is amazing.
It's so good to have you back. Anyway, thank you everyone
Yeah,
for coming
Good
out
to have you
tonight.
back. Under the helmet.
Oh, do I have to put the
Wait,
helmet back
no.
on? Hang on.
Let me do the outro thing.
Okay.
thank you all so much for coming out tonight. We've loved having you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you next time that we go under the helmet. I have to flip forward so it does look like that one vine where the dog has the mask on his head and he has to look down to look forward. I'm gonna end the stream. Gonna click the button.
Oh, wait,
there we go.